and welcome to Money Life. This is Sucheta Dalal and I'm talking about the Sahara Group this time. I'm sure all of you have followed it. They have been sponsoring the cricket team. You've seen the logos everywhere. And then you would have seen the massive controversy which led to Sahara Shri Subrata Roy spending 2 years in jail for contempt of court. Now, what is the news today? Well, believe it or not, it turns out that Sahara is this big fundraising machine which, through all this controversy, starting 2010 and in fact after 2012, even when it was in this big battle with SEBI, has collected, hold your breath, the number is mind-boggling, 1,10,000 crore. Okay, just by way of comparison, the health budget at the time of the pandemic is just about 89,000 crore. So 1,10,000 crore. Where do I come up with this number? First, taken into account 24,000 crore, which was the center of the controversy with the Securities and Exchange Board of India, right? Keep that aside, keep it in your mind. This is the money that the Supreme Court ordered him to pay back to SEBI. It is sitting there with SEBI as 15,000 crore and interest earned. He was not able to pay the 24,000. He managed to pay only 15,000 crore, and that has earned interest over the last several years. So it is a little over 20,000 crore. Now, on 18th August, the Central Registrar of Cooperative Societies, normally unknown to take any action, I know personally of innumerable complaints against cooperative banks that have gone there with hardly any action. But on 18th of August, the Joint Secretary drops a bombshell. So what does he do? He writes to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs asking for an investigation by the Serious Frauds Investigation Office. This is called the SFIO. And what does he tell them? He says that Sahara, through 4 multi-state cooperative societies, has raised, now multi-state cooperative societies, multi-state cooperative banks, this is all the cooperative sector dealing with some of the poorest people in the country, raising money from them. But what kind of money? He says they have raised 86,673 crore over 10 years starting 2010. Doesn't stop at that. He says there are 15,000 complaints that he's received, and the number of investors involved is crores. In fact, in one cooperative society alone, it's 4 crores. In others, it is several crores. They're operating all over India, and I'm going to give you details right here. So 4 cooperative societies across India. Now, let me tell you what they are, and I'm going to read out what he says. So the first is Sahara Credit Cooperative Society, which I'm going to call Sahara Credit, which raised money from 4 crore depositors. How much was this? 47,245 crore. Mind-boggling. I mean, you know, the whole takeover of Essar Steel cost less than this to ArcelorMittal. And these 4 crore depositors gave that money. Where did it go? He says they went and put it into Ambi Valley. You have to look at pictures which we're going to show you of Ambi Valley. It's this fantastic hill station somewhere near Bombay with a golf course, with an airstrip, and money is being poured into it. It's all private, not listed. Sahara Credit operates in 22 Indian states. As far back as 9 December 2019, it started with a small number of complaints, 208, of which only 12 were settled. So the Registrar of Cooperatives started issuing orders against them and holding hearings. In fact, at the moment when he started hearing it, there was supposed to be a winding up and liquidation that was demanded. But because they said, we have a website, we are giving you an address here, we have contact details, we have a redressal mechanism, he gave them time. The second is Sahara Yan Universal Multipurpose Cooperative Society. I'm going to call it Sahara Yan. This is registered in Bhopal in 2014. 14 is important because this is the time Subrata Roy was in jail. This is the controversy time. Okay, it collected 18,000 crore, and this is from 3.71 crore members. Again, out of this 18,000 crore, almost a bulk of it, 17,945 crore, is invested in Ambi Valley. This cooperative operates in 17 states. This is not me saying it. This is the regulator, the Central Registrar of Cooperatives, who's saying it. The third is Hamara India Credit Cooperative Society. I'm going to call it Hamara India. It collected 12,958 crores from 1.8 crore members. This is registered in Calcutta, operates out of 15 states and union territories. Even out of this 15,000 crore, 10,255 crore was invested in Ambi Valley. On 17th August, the regulator said the investments in Ambi Valley were against the basic principle of thrift of credit cooperative societies and ordered a detailed investigation. The last is Stars Multipurpose Cooperative Society. Now, this was set up as recently as 2018. It has branches in 14 states and it raised 8,470 crores. Of this, 6,273 crore was invested in Ambi Valley as equity, in addition to advances of 1,800 crore. In August, the regulator had said that noted that this company was unable to provide details of these advances of 1,800 crore. This is not small change. And he had asked the society, in fact, he has asked all these 4 cooperative societies to stop accepting further deposits, because remember, there are 15,000 complaints that are pending. In this society alone, which is the last and the smallest, there are 6,720 complaints. Now, add this number along with the 24,000 and you come up with this mind-boggling 1,10,000 crore. Like I said, this is happening without an investment banker, without advertisements, without any publicity, very quietly. I mean, are we a banana republic or what? And in between this time, Mr. Subrata Roy, like I said, was sent to Tihar jail on 4th March 2014 and remained in there till 6th May 2016 when he was let out on parole, has remained outside because he had to attend his mother's funeral rites. This is how India works. No further question. He is quietly raising money. There's no stopping it. What is interesting is that when this group, you have heard me talking endlessly about cooperative banks that have failed. We've talked about PMC Bank. You would think some regulator would look at it. There was a joint parliamentary standing committee looking at Ponzi's and chit funds. They don't look at this. You had all the Sharda and others failing. You had people on the streets. You had suicides. And Sahara, which is controversial, which is being heard year after year by the Supreme Court, this whole return of just 24,000, which is 1/4 the amount, is being supervised by a retired Supreme Court judge. And we have 5 regulators in the financial sector. None of them look at it. And until complaints start mounting, the first suicide has happened, as I see from a picture on Twitter, nobody does anything. Right? So what are the numbers? I've told you, I'm not going to get into details about the kind of money they had with SEBI. 15,000 crore is what they had, and there were 19,000 applications requesting for a refund. After all the refunds, only 100 crores had to be paid out with interest. So where are the investors? Now even here you would have heard 4 crore, 3.7 crore, 1.8 crore. Add them together, there are 8-9 crore investors. This company or these societies have not been able to pay returns since the beginning of this year, before the pandemic. Okay, Mr. Roy has been sending out mails saying SEBI money will come back, we'll rope in foreign investors. This is what the media has reported. Nothing has happened. Instead, we've had a global pandemic and a lockdown that has continued for 6 months. Sahara's investors are strangely very, very quiet. Now, I'm not breaking this news. In fact, PTI and Indian Express reported this on 3rd of September. Indian Express had a banner headline. PTI's story was reported all over the country. After that, maybe a few people have started coming forward. But you would have thought 18th August letter reported in the media on 3rd of September. We are now on 2nd October when I'm reading this. No responses from anybody. The SFIO inquiry has not been ordered. This Mr. Agarwal, Vivek Agarwal, is the Joint Secretary and the Central Registrar. He's written to the Finance Ministry, Department of Financial Supervision, no answer. He's written to the Reserve Bank of India, absolutely no answer. Everybody is quiet, and the investors also by and large are quiet. Now, I want to analyze and read out some of the things that Mr. Agarwal has written in his letter. In fact, if you look at their website, and I'm going to show you a screenshot here, everything that's marked in red and underlined are all these continuous orders in the last 4 or 5, 6 months from the central registrar, which means there's so much of attention that Mr. Agarwal has focused on what these people are doing, and he has asked all of them to stop raising further money. So like I said, 62,643 crore, digest that money, gone into Ambi Valley. And what does he say? I'm going to look at some points. Sharanayan Universal, Saharayan Universal. Mr. Agarwal refers to a letter that he has written. RBI and Department of Financial Services has done nothing. Then another startling observation that he makes is that Sahara Credit Cooperative Society made an advance of 2,253 crore personally to Subrata Roy, who's known as Shahara Shri. This entire money he took and deposited with SEBI. Now, obviously, what was deposited with SEBI needs to be explored, because this was not supposed to come from a credit cooperative society. This was raised as optionally fully convertible debentures by 2 real estate companies. So why did he need to take a personal advance, and why did he submit it as money belonging to those realty companies? I mean, there is a Supreme Court judge, retired, who's looking at it. There is a big fat regulator called SEBI looking at it. We need answers from them. SEBI knows at least from 3rd of September. Today is 2nd October. Will it answer? It will only answer if the government and the investors ask some questions. Thirdly, Mr. Agarwal says, fictitious profits were shown in the accounts of these societies for sale and purchase of Ambi Valley shares. Now, Ambi Valley is not listed. None of the companies. What we discovered is when SEBI had taken the title rights to Ambi Valley, because Mr. Subrata Roy and Sahara couldn't pay the money that they were supposed to pay, they handed over title deeds. When those title deeds were examined, they found that Ambi Valley has a bunch of companies making investments. Impossible to unravel them. There was no clear title. There was no way to be able to sell it, because you couldn't sell it in parts. There were no takers and there were no buyers for the kind of price they wanted as a whole, and so the title deeds were given back. Now, these shares apparently are being sold to show fictitious profits when they're completely unlisted, and we have no idea what the valuation is. Other thing that he says is money that was raised from these people, absolutely on the ground. We don't know who these investors are. What we know for a fact is when it came to SEBI, the reason why there are only 100 crores returned out of 24,000 is because there are no more investors who are saying this is our money, this is our deposit, return it to us, in spite of 4 advertisements. Now here also we know 15,000 who apparently have complained, but we are talking about 8-9 crore investors in the 4 societies together. Their money, he says, has gone into Sahara India Commercial Corporation, Sahara Prime City, Lucknow Sahara Housing Project, Sahara Hospitality, Sahara India Limited, Sahara Financial Corporation. Isn't this worth an investigation? We don't know, because nothing has been happening. It's all quiet. He says the deposits collected represent the hard-earned money of crores of Indians. We don't know. Some of them are complaining it is certainly hard-earned money. Some of them are strangely silent. And when I say strangely silent, think of the numbers. The number of depositors by way of comparison in PMC Bank is not even 1/100th. They're not a crore. They're all over the place, holding protests, shouting slogans, holding placards. You hardly see it. Why? Are they scared? Do they exist? Why are they so invisible? This itself requires a separate investigation. But apparently this country does not want to investigate. In fact, UK Sinha, who is a former chairman of SEBI, takes great pride in what he's done in Sahara. So he writes in his book that Prime Ministers and former finance ministers, he specifically names Dr. Manmohan Singh, Mr. Chidambaram, Arun Jaitley and Pranab Mukherjee as having taken great interest and supported this investigation. Like I said, the Supreme Court was looking at it. And yet, while all this is happening, Sahara was raising over 80,000 crore. I mean, there is really no answer. If there is no big investigation ordered immediately. Serious Frauds Office doesn't want to look at it. If the tax department and the GST department goes after people like you and me to take out a few thousand rupees or a few lakhs that they claim that we may not have paid, and this big fat sum and its origins and what has been done with it is not investigated, then we can't say that this is anything but a banana republic. Now, what does Sahara have to say? I must end with that. One, we wrote to that address, contact us address, the mail bounced. Now, I told you that PTI has written about it. Sahara has strongly refuted that it has done any wrongdoing, and it also says almost no laws apply to multi-state cooperative societies, which I want the government to confirm whether that's true or not. And I want to make a final point that Sahara has got a legal opinion from a retired judge which says that a law passed last year, which even I believed covers every kind of deposit taking by unregistered companies. This is called the Banning of Unregulated Deposit Schemes Act 2019. I thought it covered all of them. They say it doesn't apply to us, which means how do we make laws? Do we make redundant laws from the word go? If 1,10,000 crore can be raised and this big new legislation doesn't apply to Sahara, who are we kidding? What are we making laws for? We are changing and amending laws every day in Parliament. Then we need to amend this. If you have brought cooperative banks under Reserve Bank of India, maybe multi-state cooperative societies also need to be brought under Reserve Bank of India, or better still, you have a regulator over here who's finally working. Let's give him support. Let's start an investigation. Let's show that there is the law of the land applicable in India. If you agree, write to us. If you like this video, make it a point to share, because unless people hear, listen and understand what's going on in the country, things are not going to change. Thank you.